Hi, I want to make another video only for the fact of this. I found what was it? The Premier League at the start had teams like Coventry City, and look where Coventry City have been in recent years. Financially, nearly went out of business completely, were ruined because of the lack of financial support and the lack of responsibility and carelessness by the owners who took them on from those times. And clubs like that should still be at the very high level, as they are in the Championship, but they went down as like those League One. Oldham Athletic were in massive financial problems, and they were in the Premier League back then, but because how greedy football is and everything, and selfish, these clubs then get forgotten about. Notts County, they're in the National League now. They were um, they were massive at one point, and now they're not even known about internationally, or barely, or anyway. Sheffield Wednesday, they were a massive part of the Premier League at one point. Um, Nottingham Forest, AFC Wimbledon went nearly bankrupt as well. These clubs that had these problems nearly went out of business, and the clubs that are big now are benefiting from the cities they're from and what more recent success they've had. Now, if you had back, say, when the trouble got stopped brewing at AFC Wimbledon, Notts County, Luton Town, Oldham Athletic, Nottingham Forest, if these dark, hard times look like they're going to come, and they could have been saved by someone with money, then why weren't they? Why couldn't you pump your money into it? Newcastle United looked like they were going that direction. Now they've got Saudi £320 billion invested. Now imagine you can invest that into the academy and the communities of these clubs who are now in League 2, National League, League 1, Championship. They could have been saved. Now, because the Premier League has basically tarnished its history in the way of these clubs, I think the Premier League has to have a lot to say about this, because simply, if the fans own these clubs and you don't have fans from the cities to support big clubs like Man City, Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, but support the local club, and any local billionaire who don't own a club in England, who's English, did their part for these clubs, then this country would actually have put more respect when it comes to its own clubs, who were once big, but when the foreign billionaires came rolling in, these clubs got forgotten. And since 2000, now I've got a soft spot for, I don't support, but I've got a soft spot for AFC Wimbledon. We've got relations with it there. I've got always a soft spot for Coventry. I don't know why, I just do. I know someone's a Nottingham Forest fan, and I don't know anyone who's an Oldham fan, but I know that they were one of the original members of the Premier League. And Blackburn, and look what's happened to Blackburn. Some owners never had the right to be owners, because if they weren't owners, these clubs wouldn't have gone through what they've gone through. Simple as that. But the reason why I would bring this up is basically because if it wasn't for investment from abroad, to the extent that they want to buy clubs at the top rather than bring clubs to the top. And you got clubs in the non-league like #United and so on. They don't need a billionaire. They just need the community. They need the local support. They need the support of YouTube to get them to where they want to be and where everyone who watches them on YouTube want them to be. And that's how football should be. I mean, I love the Champions League. I love the Europa League. I love having international. I love in the English game being internationally when it comes to players. But I do like to see more English players at the top clubs, like 6 or 7 rather than 2 or 3. That one game in Arsenal, or the first game in Arsenal, fielded a team of not one English player. I was like, there's got to be a rule to prevent that happening again. Because every club should, in their own country, here, Bundesliga, La Liga, Liga 1, wherever, EC, wherever, it should always have at least 5 players from that country. Preferably, I would say 3 from that academy, 3 or 4 from that academy, and 3 or 4 from the rest of the country. And that's how it should be. Simply. Because the simple thing is, is buying players, the best players in the world, and not even developing the future best players in the world from your own academy. Money doesn't always produce the best. It's the players who want to work till they're bleeding, work everything they've got in them to be at the best. And some got natural ability, some have to work harder. But if your club, they've probably say £1 million could produce better than a club with the amount Newcastle got now, or buying, then it shows that money doesn't always buy success. I mean, look at Belgium's national team, the golden generation. They do so many tournaments, it's that one game where the pressure gets to them, a semi-final, usually, or a quarter-final, and they don't turn up. Well, they do turn up, but the pressure gets to them. We England fans have been used to that since 1966. And even the final Euros, we did so well. But the shootout, the pressure, simple. I mean, the 3 players who missed are top class players, and it's so unfortunate what happened. Now imagine if these clubs are Coventry, Nottingham Forest, AFC Wimbledon. Imagine if, like, say, 2 of them, or 3 of them, all 3 of them, not especially, but just 3 of them, suddenly from this video, their next 2 seasons turned around and suddenly they were doing so well. I'm not saying they will, but just think about it, if that happened. I know this is not going to contribute to anything, but it's just me saying. what the Premier League has really what it's failed with, basically, what it hasn't really achieved what it should be achieving, rather than just giving in to the money and bribes for owners to buy clubs and make it so that these clubs are forgotten about. And so the FA, when it comes to the FA Cup, then they think, that team, weren't they in the Premier League at one point? Yes, they were. Simple as that. That's all I've got to say about it now. Okay, I'm out now, thanks.